Yo, gather round, let's set the stage. Teaching trade terms in a brand new way. MACD, Fibonacci, prime oscillator. Stacking up profits, call me the educator. First up, MACD, you know the vibe. Two moving averages around the tide. Histogram bars, red and green. Cross above zero, bullish scene. Blue line, cross up, signal go. Momentum shifts, watch money flow. Divergence spotted, trend my switch. MACD, the truth never glitch. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight up. Prime oscillator pro, that's my god. Smooth RSI, volume inside. Money flow included, moves are clear. Strength of the trend, no room for fear. Above 50 zone, strength's legit. Below 50 caution, that's a tip. Overbought signals, time to chill. Oversold signals, by the thrill. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight. Fibonacci retracement, that's precise. Golden ratio, so nice. Pullbacks mark, watch for support. Extensions target, profits court. Trend lines drawn, connecting dots. Support and resistance, key level spots. Horizontal zones where price might stall. Order block stacking, gotta catch them all. Combine these tools, synergy in play. Stack confirmations, trade that way. Risk manage tight, patience key. Profits grow steady, yeah, that's me. Trade style smooth, yeah, that's my flow. MACD, Fibonacci, oscillator pro. Trend lines drawn, order blocks inside. Trading sharp, keep your game tight. Now you learn the terms, style explained. Market mastered, profits gained. Trading's art, pitch the paint. Level up now, no complaint.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Today, I've got a few headlines looking like there's going to be a little bit of some movements coming out of the federal government for some changes around technology. One of those is going to be around AI, and the other one, no surprise, is around nuclear. But before we get all into all of that this morning, let's dive in and get you prepped for some success today, because we are seeing some movements both in TradFi and on the stocks, both in TradFi and on crypto. We've got Apple sitting up 0.16 this morning. We've got Nvidia up 1.11%. Berkshire Hathaway sitting a little bit to the downside, down 0.02. We've got Amazon up 0.66. Eli Lilly sitting up 0.24. We've got ExxonMobil down 0.56. Tesla sitting up 0.89. We've got P&G sitting a little bit to the downside as well, down 0.05. We've got Microsoft up 0.1. We've got Google sitting up 1.57 and Meta sitting up 0.31. Hopping over to the crypto side of things, we've got a mixed bag over there as well. We've got Hype sitting down a massive 7.2% this morning. Scrolling on down here, we're starting to see just a little bit of green on Bitcoin on that hourly, but a 0% change on the board. We've got Ethereum up 0.7. We've got XRP down 2.1%. BNB sitting up 0.4. We've got Solana up 0.5. Tron sitting down 0.6. We've got Dogecoin sitting up a full percent this morning. Cardano also sitting down 0.6. We've got Hyperliquid, like we said, down 7.2. Bitcoin Cash losing a spot in the market cap from Hyperliquid, sitting up 1.7. Chainlink also losing a spot in the market cap, down 0.7. We've got Leo token holding quite steady, just down 0.2%. We've got Stellar Lumens down 1.4. Litecoin taking a spot in the market cap, sitting down 8%. HBAR also taking a spot in the market cap, sitting up 0.1%. For the fear and greed meters, no surprise on the stock side, we're still sitting in some extreme fear. We have been continuing to see a sell-off that has a lot to do with the AI bubble. And on the crypto side of things, no surprise, also sitting in extreme fear. We did hold the top side of our fib extension levels, so we will take a look at that Bitcoin chart in just a second. But we've got quite a bit of liquidity towards the upside on this 1 week chart. This is an area I'm kind of keeping my eye on. It is a broad range of liquidity directly towards the upside. We will have to reclaim a level first, turn it back into some support, and then this looks like a very juicy area to come back up and grab. In the shorter term time frame, we don't have a whole lot of liquidity to really drag us in either direction. But this 1 week has a broad range of liquidity sitting at 96,800 all the way up to 98,800. A very, very juicy area to come up and grab liquidity at. Y'all are having some fun with how I'm describing that liquidity. Glad I could give you a little bit of a laugh. On this 3-day, we also have that liquidity residing directly above us. You know, not too unexpected. When we hit that little top at 93,800, some people were shorting. Not a massive amount of liquidity. The area above that is going to be 96,500, which is right around where that 1 week liquidity really starts. So if we can reclaim our local resistance, then we can come up and grab some of this up here. If not, we do have an area to the downside that we're really looking at. We will kind of have to see if we can get some bouncing action off that. Let's hop on over to that Bitcoin chart. Say good morning to the people in the chat. We've got Jesse Gluck first in the chat this morning. Good morning to you. We've got JR in here as well. Let's see, scrolling on down. Y'all are talking about some food. Too early for that. Let's see, Al Jr. in the chat. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see who else we got in here. We've got K Diggity in the house. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see. Actually, like at 4 a.m., I was FDIS and saw the rejection on the value area, the current, oh my goodness. Let's see. Enter on the retest as longed at 91.08. Well, looks like you're in a long then. I entered a short this morning, so we will see what goes on. I do have a level directly towards the downside to kind of keep your eye on. We will see if we can get some bouncing action off of that. Do have plenty of liquidity stacked up in this area. We'll have to get above 93,500 first to really start grabbing some liquidity though. Let's see, we've got Jay Violet in the house this morning. Good morning. We've got Jay in here as well. We've got NW in the house. Good morning to you. We've got Y Crypto in here. Good morning. I like the name. I got a bunch of reasons for Y Crypto. We've got Donato Cabrera in here. Let's see, anyone else sliding on in before we get into it? Not seeing anyone else in here. We got a viewer over on X as well. Good morning to you, and good morning to all the other lurkers. Let's zoom this on out. We are seeing just a little bit of downside action this morning, but looking here on the daily, we're starting to get just a little bit of some hopium here. Zoom this on out a little bit on that chart too. There we go here. We've got a bullish divergence here on this prime oscillator. Nice little reversal signal starting to flash. Our money flow still sitting in the red, but your volume is extremely low. We'll kind of have to see if we can hold the top side of this fair value gap all over again. We did get some nice dipping into that, but on the daily, they're just wicks here. So trying to get back to the top side of this fair value gap here, 91,800. As you can see, all those daily candles have held the top side of that for now. We did get some bouncing action on the wick down here at the top side of our fib extension levels. That was 89,250. We'll kind of have to see if we can come back down, really close out that fair value gap, but hold the top side of the fair value gap with the candle body. Definitely getting a little bit of some sell-off this morning. We will kind of have to see if we get that continuation towards the downside, really have that next reversal signal flashing on the daily. Zooming on in though, taking a look at this 4 hour, you're seeing some more downside signals here. Let's get this prime oscillator zoomed on in just a little bit here. As you can see, this money flow heavily in the red, really seeking for that bottoming area where we can get a pickup of some volume. That volume has been looking a little bit iffy as we continue to see a more and more sell-off. We are looking for a little bit of some bouncing levels. We do have some few levels below that fair value gap as well. We'll kind of keep our eye on. But for now, with the way this money flow is looking, that downside is looking like the area we're going to head to until we can really see that volume pick up with a switch of money flow. Let's get that zoomed back out there. We do have a level down here that we'd kind of be looking for, but we will talk about that one tomorrow if we don't hold this fair value gap. For now, we're kind of looking at that fair value gap bottom. That's 88,700. That's a nice area to potentially see a little bit of bouncing action at. You can kind of see we got some nice little bouncing off of the top side of our fib extension level, back above that midline, held it on those higher term time frames. Zooming on in, taking a look at that hourly, you can see that hourly really got that nice little bounce here off that fib extension level top. We ended up continuing this downtrend though, but here's the first little sign where we have a little bit of hopium. You've got that next little low, a higher low here. We're potentially looking for that break of trend here unless we continue to see that roll over here. We still do have this kind of lower high here to contend with unless we're continuing this trend. So that's that big iffy area. We really need to get back above that fair value gap top to continue that trend though. We are seeing quite a bit of bottoming action here on the hourly. We will just have to see if we can contend with this heavy selling pressure here. We've got heavy selling pressure here on the hourly. Your volume is extremely low. We do have our second reversal signal that has flashed. That doesn't mean we're going to reverse. I would like to see a heavy reversal signal with a bottoming indicator here, because as you've seen throughout this entire downtrend, we've had plenty of reversal signals flash. The only really bottoming indicator we got only moved us sideways. So that is another thing to kind of keep your eye on. If we do get a bottoming indicator here with this blue dot, it could just mean some sideways action. So we did talk about that the other day. Seeing some sideways action here would not be too unexpected. It happens quite a bit in our Bitcoin trends when we get that nice little bottom move after like the bull market kind of starts winding down. We get that sideways movement before we get that last little move up to grab liquidity before we continue down with harshness. So trying to find that area we really get that sideways movement. It's looking like it might be a little bit lower where we find that nice strong bottoming area though. Taking a look at the 15-minute and the morning, we're continuing to see some topping indicators here. We do have heavy selling pressure here as well. Money flow barely maintained that green after we got above that fair value gap top. We did see some bullish divergences that didn't diverge any and really continued with a downside trend. We did see that fair value gap top come in as some resistance with that London open, and then we're continuing with this downtrend here. We are kind of holding a bottom side level here down at 91,200. We'll kind of have to see if we get that nice little bouncing action there again to get that push back up to the fair value gap top, or if we're going to break that level and come all the way back down here. We're getting heavy curvature here on the 15-minute as well, staying below that zero line, really seeing that slow up on the histogram as your volume starts to increase. This money flow has become selling pressure all over again. So definitely have those levels to the downside to kind of keep your eye on. For now, 89,200 is our support. We got that nice little double bouncing action off of it back there. We're really waiting to see if we can close this fair value gap first, because we closed the CME gap out, and then see if we can get that sideways action here in this level. As you can see, we've got plenty of liquidity towards the top side. We really just need to find that area where we can find support at and then get that sideways momentum so that we can build up to really grab the top side. For now though, looks like that trend is still going to continue with the downside. All the time frames have that red money flow, and we're really not getting that change of trend on any of the time frames. Even though we do get those higher lows, we end up making that lower high that really just pushes us to the downside. So keep your eye on those downside levels. See if we can get some bouncing action all over again. Those would be the areas I'd kind of hit a little bit of a long and then take profits early so that you're not getting stuck in that with negative money. So definitely want to take profits early if you're hitting those longs. We've got Crypto Bedell in the house this morning. Good morning to you. And we've got Dream Tanks TV. Let's see what he had set up there. More pain coming to the downside. Yep, that is kind of my opinion as well. We have really failed to switch trend on any of the time frames. So money flow looking pretty ugly across the board. If you got any alt requests or some stock requests for me to take a look at this morning, go ahead, throw them on out. BC, by the way, I managed to get 3 of the 5 Pine scripts listed on TradingView. Oh, so looks like you and Stupid Bitcoin are working together to get some of that put out to the community. I like that. If you can send those my way, Jesse, go ahead and do that. We did have this first news article to go over. You know, AI has been all over the news and continues to stay there for now. Definitely don't see that trend changing anytime soon. We are in an AI race against China. But so that we can win that AI race, Trump says that he wants one federal AI rulebook and warns against a patchwork of 50 state regulations that could kill innovation and boost China. Scrolling on down here, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Investment in AI is helping make the U.S. economy the hottest in the world, but overregulation by states is threatening to undermine this major growth engine, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. We must have one federal standard instead of a patchwork of 50 state regulatory regimes. If we don't, then China will easily catch up to us in the AI race, he added, without providing details on the framework he proposed. He, however, suggested that a unified AI framework could be written into the National Defense Authorization Act, the annual legislation through which Congress sets policies and authorizes budgets for U.S. defense, or introduced as a standalone bill. Interestingly enough, me, and CCM and Crypto Bedell did a show on AI 2027, and this is kind of starting to look a little bit like what we talked about there, where the federal government will come in and say that AI is a topic that has a lot to do with security and defense, and then they would come in here and end up regulating that and end up using their military to kind of provide security for that because it is so crucial. So starting to look a little bit like that might be playing out there. I see several alt requests for so far. We got Meetin' One Florin asking for SPX 69. So we can take a look at that one. Let's get that one on the list. We've got JR playing some games in the chat there. Let's see. ZEC can take a look at that one. And STRK can take a look at that one as well. Let's see. ZEC and STRK. And anything else, go ahead and drop it in the chat for me. JR, I'm not falling for that one. Let's see. We've also got this one. We've been talking about nuclear for a while. And it looks like the Trump administration is going to be throwing more money into nuclear. Nuclear is going to be a big part of how we even meet these AI energy demands, because they're heavily energy intensive, and nothing is as nuclear dense as nuclear energy is. JR, stop playing games. We're not doing it this morning. It's not happening. So, Trump administration reviving 3 Mile Island with a $1 billion loan. And this is the next wave of money going into nuclear energy here. The U.S. Department of Energy said Tuesday it will loan $1 billion to help refinance the restart of the long idle nuclear reactor at Pennsylvania 3 Mile Island, which is currently under contract to supply power to Microsoft data centers. The move aligns with President Donald Trump's priorities of boosting nuclear energy and supporting the growth of artificial intelligence. Why it matters. The 3 Mile Island, located in the Saskatchewan River near Harrisburg, was the site of the nation's worst commercial nuclear accident in 1979, when a partial meltdown destroyed Unit 2. The plant's remaining nuclear reactor, Unit 1, operated for decades until Constellation Energy's former parent company, Exelon, shuttered in 2019, citing financial losses and the absence of state subsidies to keep the facility running. Quite funnily enough, those are two companies that we have talked about here on the nuclear front. Constellation Energy, CEG, is a big nuclear energy provider in America, and Exelon as well, already working in nuclear. Those are two energy companies to keep your eye on as the nuclear train moves forward. This one is a biggie. They made a big deal about the nuclear meltdown. You know how many people died? 0. You know how many accidents really came from that? Pollution to the environment? 0. You don't really see those kind of accidents happening in any other forms of energy production where 0 people die and there's 0 impact to your environment. So, nuclear looking like it's going to continue on this trend. An extra $1 billion towards nuclear. Seeing if we can get that production back up there. They've still got 2 nuclear reactors which could start producing power. Looking like we'll kind of have to see if they can find some state subsidies, because nuclear energy doesn't cost a whole lot to produce, so you don't charge a whole lot, and you're actually having to compete with the traditional providers who are in these other areas. We will need new nuclear reactors to make to be put in these areas. The cheapest states with that have energy have the most nuclear reactors. So keep your eye on that going forward. We did have a few alt requests to go over, and I didn't see any stock requests. So definitely had a few things to go over first, and that was going to be gold. This is copper. Let me get over to gold. I was taking a look at some copper this morning, getting a nice little higher low here on gold. Here on the daily, we are looking like we do have a little bit of resistance directly above us that we will have to get above first, though. That is a fair value gap from back here, pulled from I believe it was the 4 hour, and we will have to get back above before we can really get to some higher highs. So we are in a little bit of a pivot point here. We will kind of have to see if we find that resistance at the bottom side of the fair value gap, or if we start seeing that at the top side. So zooming on in, daily is looking nice and bottomed here, getting that curvature back towards the upside, both on the prime oscillator and MACD here. But we really need to zoom this on in, take a look at the hourly, and see what is going on, because you could see just a little bit of some topping action on the shorter term time frame before you can get that continuation towards the upside. So definitely looking a little toppy here on the hourly. As you start seeing those reversal signals start to flash on that prime oscillator, we are at that point where we're starting to see some positive money flow coming on in instead of some continued selling pressure. We do have that resistance directly above us at 4,139. For now, the trend is looking towards the upside, but you're starting to see just a little bit of some exhaustion on the momentum. Prime oscillator curving a little bit towards the downside, still maintaining in the green. So to see a little bit of some pullbacks would not be too unexpected. For now, we are holding the one line on our fib extension levels, and we will have to see if that will come in as our strong support on the shorter term time frames as well. Zooming on in here, taking a look at the 15-minute and the morning. 15-minute and the morning looking nice and bottomed here, as you got that nice little bouncing action on top of our one line here. We are getting that curvature back towards the upside as your money flow maintains green on the shorter term time frames. So we are looking for that little bit of a higher level up here to see some stronger resistance that really forces us back down. We are in a very nice uptrend for a change on gold. You've got those higher lows coming on in, higher highs as well, and we're really waiting to see if we can get back into that fair value gap, or if we're going to see that fair value gap come in as some resistance. If we do break into the fair value gap, that first area I'd look for resistance at is $4,155. Really zooming on out just a little bit further here, let's take a look at that weekly. Weekly starting to get some sideways momentum here. So if you can really see that money flow starting in on the shorter term time frame that bleeds over into those higher term time frames, we can really get that strong move towards the upside on gold, make some new all-time highs. So we will have to see if this was our nice little bottom into platinum pocket on the higher term time frame, and we get that continuation towards the upside. Sideways momentum on that prime oscillator, sideways momentum on that MACD, and really looking like we're going to see some continuation if we can reclaim that fair value gap area. We were taking a look at the Dixie the other day, and we talked about an area where we could potentially see some resistance at. That was 99.73, and that's pretty much exactly where we started to see some resistance at. We talked about reclaiming that golden pocket, seeing that little bit of an uptrend, but needing to get above our strong resistance area. We've seen that come in as some resistance over and over again. And on the hourly, that came in as a little bit of a resistance area with some topping indicators here on both the MACD and the prime oscillator. We'll kind of have to see if we can maintain this uptrend here. As you can see, we've got a nice little series of some higher lows with a more defined trend there. As you can see, those bottoms come in right there. So we do have a little bit of an area we can come down to really try to find some more strength to get above 99.73. As that area of very strong resistance here, we are maintaining our uptrend quite nicely on gold, but really starting to bump against some heavy resistance. We will kind of have to see what happens, because above that we've got another heavy resistance point. If we can get above 99.73, that next real area we'd look for is 100.3. So definitely that next heavy resistance. For now, gold still maintaining a nice little uptrend here. It hasn't been in an uptrend in quite a while. We got some nice sideways momentum and some heavy cool off, and we're really looking to see if we can get some money flowing back into the Dixie. We have been seeing that continued sell off in the stocks, so not too surprising here that the dollar has found some strength. We did have a few alt requests to go over. Let's see what's going on with this, with that. Wrong page there. Let's get over to ZEC. I know that one has been on an absolute tear. I don't think I have it on my list anywhere. Let's get over to the Coinbase one. There we go, because that was the one that I did some charting on here. As you can see, we have our fib extension levels here. It has been doing absolutely amazing. As you can see, nice little uptrend, massive moves towards the upside. You can see here, got some bouncing off of our fib golden pocket fib extension levels. We'll have to get this really zoomed on out here to see what those golden pocket fib extension levels were. So we got some bouncing on the 618, got above our 8618 here, and we're really waiting to see how high we get. Let's get a more localized fib extension pulled on up here so that we can see what those levels would be in the meantime. Let's get that from our lows to our high to our low. We've got down here to the highs to our low. Really looking like we saw that golden pocket fib extension come in as some resistance, but we held the 236 here. So looking quite nice, but we are seeing those daily indicators look a little bit toppy here. We're getting that MACD line breaking below our indicator line. We're trying to cool off with just a little bit of sideways momentum here, but we're still in a little bit of an uptrend here. We do have that higher low. We've got these very equal highs, so I would look for that to be swept if we can continue to maintain some nice green money flow here. You do have a lack of volume though, so that is that first real worry on the higher term time frame. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at the hourly here. As you can see, you are struggling to make this higher high here. You do have a nice higher low. We're really waiting to see if we can get above the 50% line, because we are holding the 382 for now. You're getting that curvature back towards the upside on that MACD. You're getting the curvature back towards the upside on that prime oscillator. Switch from heavy red to light red here. We're just waiting on some money flow. Our volume has just been holding us up for now. So instead of putting in those lower highs, volume has been keeping us at a steady price here. That 236 looking like our very strong support at 550. We'll kind of have to see if we can get up to our resistance level at 684. For now, let's get this zoomed on in, see what's going on the morning time frames here. As you can see, we're getting that curvature back up, but starting to look just a little bit toppy here. MACD, if that prime oscillator would load, that we do have our localized resistance here at $648. There's that prime oscillator. Took a little bit to load there. Let's see what's going on with that. We would need to get above 650-ish, 648.50. So that is our short-term time frame resistance for now. We'll have to see if we bump up against that, get a stronger bounce off of that 382 that really pushes us to the 50 there. So looking a little bit toppy on the shorter term time frame. Money flow sitting a little bit in the red here, trying to get that move back into some green. We did have our first reversal signal flashing on the top side. Would like to see that secondary reversal signal flash, but you don't have to really see that push too far down. Those higher term time frames are looking quite nice, so look for a continued higher low here. That would really give you the ability to break above our stronger support and get up to that 50% line there. So that was what I got on Zcash. Let's see what's going on in some of these other alts here. We had Silver Days, XRP in the house. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're having a great day so far. I could watch BC pull his fib all day. Oh my goodness, JR. You're an absolute DJ. We got French Toaster in the house here as well. Good morning, good morning. Still being an absolute DJ, JR. We're not even gonna attempt to look at it. Luke Yek in the house. Good morning, good morning. We got Omar Hassan in here as well. Hope y'all are having a great day. Let's see. We've got SPX 6900. So, don't think I've ever taken a look at that one before. Let's see what's going on. What has the longest history here? We'll take a look at the Coinbase chart. See what's going on, see what kind of history it has. Let's get it zoomed out to the higher term time frame there. It doesn't look like it has the most history. Let's see, SPX 69 on MEXC. Oh, apparently I have looked at this before. Look at that. Let's get a better fib pulled on up, because this one was from back here to here, and then we made some new levels. So apparently it's been a long time since I've looked at this one. Let's see what's going on a fib retracement from lows to high. See what levels we're looking at below that platinum pocket there. That was our strong resistance. We'll kind of have to see if we can find some nice support levels on horizontals here. We have several to kind of pull. We've got this one down here. That'd be a nice little area. We've got that coming in as a strong support. Let's get that locked. We've got another one to kind of keep our eye on here. Looks like that's pretty much where we saw some strong money flow coming on in there on the daily. You can see those candles held that quite nicely there. So let's get our fib pulled more localized here. Let's get this zoomed on in. Daily looking like you could see some movements towards the upside. We've got a bullish divergence here. Your money flow is the only worry, as you're starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in. You could see that get that nice little move to some green money flow. We do need to make a higher low first. That's something we've really failed to do here. So lower lows throughout all of this. We need to get that nice little switch up here. We got that higher low, but you got that lower high afterwards. So break of trend towards the downside. Really waiting to see if we can get that break of trend here. Everything's kind of looking like it's been in that heavy downtrend. So really waiting to see where we can get some more localized bouncing areas. Let's get a more local fib pulled on up, but let's zoom to that hourly first. All right, let's go from the highs to the lows here. See what's going on. I got trade intuition in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's see. Smash the like. It's the easiest way to show your support and helps the channel grow. I appreciate that, Trade Intuition. If y'all aren't following him, he's got his own little channel there. I'm sure someone will drop that link for you in just a second. Let's see what's going on. We got some resistance at 382. Looking like we're trying to hold the 236 for now. That's coming in at 52.4. So 52.4 is going to be our strong support for now. We'll have to see if we can get above our local resistance first to really make our way above the 382. We do have those levels towards the downside to keep your eye on. If you can't hold the 382, you've got a nice little support area at 55. When you're not dealing with whole numbers, it gets a little bit iffy talking about them. There you go. 55.2 would be that area to kind of look for. Let's make that a shorter term time frame zone for some bouncing there. So short-term time frame zones to kind of see some bouncing. You are seeing that toppiness on the hourly as well, but you're getting that harsher cool off with that downside action. So really waiting for that nice little reversal signal start flashing. Your money flow is in the green here on the hourly, so looking for that bouncing point. First one going to be that 236 at 52.4, no, 50, not 0.524. The next little level is going to be 0.505. So those are the two bouncing areas towards the downside. Let's see what's going on with the morning. Morning starting to look extremely bottomed here. So really looking to see if we come all the way back down to that 50, get that stronger bottoming action, and then see that stronger bounce up. We are holding that as some support. You could see all the buying pressure here at that 236. Really waiting to see if we can get up to that 382. We would have to get above our local resistance at 0.555 first. As you can see, we've got all the candle bodies really stopping at that price point. Zooming on in a little bit better so you can see it. All those candle bodies really stopping at that price point, and that's really where you start seeing all of that selling action. So waiting to see if we can put in a higher low here. Looking like you're starting to see a little bit of some bottoming there. MACD still breaking towards the downside a little bit, but starting to see just a little bit of some reversal signals. Really watch that money flow, because that money flow is getting that curvature back towards the downside here, but you're starting to see just a little bit of some hold up here as you're starting to see those buying wicks stepping on in. So looking for a little bit of a bounce, get back up to our local resistance, really see if we can turn that into some support to get back up to 57 cents. So that's what I got for that one. We did have another request, SRTK. Let's see what's going on with that SRTK. Maybe I got that wrong. Let's scroll back up, see what's going on. STRK. That he might be talking about one of my favorite stocks there. So STRK. If you're talking, MicroStrategy, probably what you're talking about there. So let's get over to that. I don't take a look at that very often. Let's see. Crypto stocks. That'd be the opposite of MSTR. So STRK. Let's see what's going on. Bottoming action, heavy selling pressure. I'm not sure if this was their new preferred stock with the 8%. I don't know if y'all saw the news, but with the latest dip on Bitcoin, like 60% of Michael Saylor's holdings are in the negative. So really not looking great for Michael Saylor. Let's see what's going on with MSTR. We can compare that. Let's get this actually on our list first. add symbol, STRK. We'll get that one added on there. And then let's get over to MSTR, see what's going on that one, because I got more going on there. Starting to see a little bit of bouncing action at that golden pocket. Not too unexpected, as Bitcoin has been trying to find a little bit of bottoming action. We've got 3 bottoming indicators here on that one. We will kind of have to see if we can get a little bit of bouncing action. Pre-market opening up a little bit towards the downside. Not too unexpected. It's what we've been seeing across the board. You're seeing a little bit of toppiness on the hourly there. So would expect similar action over on STRK. Pretty much exactly similar. So let's see. We've got a nice little bottoming down here at 79.4. We've also got that at 78.58. Would potentially be looking for absolute lows on this. So really looking iffy here on the hourly. Let's get this zoomed on out. Take a look at that daily so we can get a little bit of a fib pulled. This would be more of a fib towards the downside level, because we are looking for bottoms. So let's get that from high to low to high. Looking like we're trying to hold the 50% there. Looking for fib extension levels towards the downside. Looks like that golden pocket would be the first at 74.9. I would expect this to make some new all-time lows here, especially since we're going into that bear market. You're seeing those reversal signals start to flash here, but your big problem here, it's just been red money flow forever. So you did get that nice little launch, nice green money flow, and then heavy selling pressure here on the daily. So really looking a little bit iffy for micro strategies on all of their versions. So it doesn't matter if you got the newer 8%, the 10% one. Bitcoin's in the downtrend. They buy Bitcoin, leverage Bitcoin. So when you're going to see those downtrends, you're going to get the exponential moves to the downside. This is that big worry for them, especially since 60% of their holdings are in the negative right now. So they need to buy lower levels. We are in that downtrend though, so that's not going to help them very much. First level I'd kind of keep my eye on in this one, 83.23 if we get a little bit of bouncing action. So let's get that horizontal ray drawn out, 83.28. Keep your eye on that level. That is going to be a little bit of a resistance area to get above. As you saw, that was our support. So looking for it to come in as some resistance if we do continue up towards the upside. We are trying to hold our absolute lows here at 78.47. Nice little area to potentially see that bouncing at all over again. Bottoming indicators here on the daily. Let's see what's going on the hourly. Really failing on the trend. We are seeing those equal lows, not making higher highs. Getting that curvature on the MACD and the prime oscillator. Money flow heavily in the red, volume extremely low. Really opening up back towards the 50% line on that fib extension level. So really looking like you could continue to break towards the downside there. I'm pretty sure there's the MicroStrategy's 2x short. Might be time to start looking at something like that instead of trying to buy some MicroStrategies. But it's 6:31 and time for me to head out the door for some work. So let's get that on over to the single person screen. Thanks for tuning on in today. We got Mark Dutch in the house this morning. Good morning to you. Sorry I missed you in the chat there. If you got those clog emojis, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Thanks for everyone tuning on in. We got Randy a Bite signing on in at the end. Thank you. We got Offshore Miner in here as well. Good morning to you. Hope everyone has a great day and is having a great day so far. Remember, we are in that heavy downtrend. So keep your eye on downside levels. See if you can catch the bounces where you can catch them, but don't fade the money flow because it has been in the red on all of the time frames here. Make sure to tune into the other shows here on the Piper Academy. We got that morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Great place to be for the breakdown of the macro. And we've got trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you like to make money and you like to have some fun and you're up later than I am, that is the place to be. But until next time, make sure to wake up because today is going to be a good day.
Wake up, charts glowing like a sunrise dream. Coffee in my cup, got the tickers on the screen. Wallet looking heavy, but my heart stay light. Stacking sets, not stress, yeah, we'll be alright. Late nights in the bear zone, learn to fight alone. Now the green candles burning through the monochrome. Every dip's a lesson, every loss a line. We're writing our story one block at a time. Well, good morning, crypto, the world's still spinning slow. But our coins keep climbing where the fiat won't go. Another day, another chance to grow. So plug in the stream, let the markets flow. Screens flash red, but I don't lose faith. Pain breeds patience, that's the trader's grace. From the bottom to the top, we just play our role. Turn volatility into solid gold. We've been broke, we've been bold, chasing dreams that can't be sold. Every block, every code is the anthem of the new age road. Good morning, crypto, yeah, it's time to go. Stack your dreams, let the future show. We ride the waves through the highs and lows. Good morning, crypto, let the whole world know. Wake up, log in and light that spark. The bull's out early, let's make our mark.